What's up all you time dilation accelerator loving dudes and dudettes, ToyShiz here, and I got a really awesome Spider-Man the Animated Series retro-Shiz TOYBIZ look back at the past. We are totally checking out the original TOYBIZ the Spot figure. If you know Spider-Man the Animated Series, you know that yes, the old Dalmatian man, aka the Spot, was a bit of a, well, scientist, we'll say, if anything. Wasn't really a hero, wasn't much of a villain. He was just kind of the guy covered in polka dots, and he worked for the Kingpin and fell in love with the chick that he was working with. Yada yada, you know that old chestnut of a story. However, I recently came across this figure, very excited to finally have one for myself. Been after him for quite some time. And so you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute, I know Spider-Man the Animated Series, I know TOYBIZ. When in the world did they make a Spot figure? Well, good old TOYBIZ, they like to reuse figures. Well, they didn't exactly make him in the 5-inch series line. He was actually part of the 10-inch figures that they totally reused and redid multiple times. And as you can see, what figure they actually reused to make, or parts at least, to make this Spot figure. So let's get into it without further ado. This is the TOYBIZ Spider-Man the Animated Series, the Spot 10-inch action figure. Ta-da! The Spot! Now, just before we get too crazy, you're going to notice a lot of different little markings all over this poor guy, but I actually like old toys like that. It shows what the figure's been through, what it's taken to actually get to my collection, and I can respect that. He's seen probably a lot of wear and tear over the years, and that's just how it is. For that, I really like that. But as you can see, he's mostly just an all-white character with black spots all over him, and he does have this really interesting pearlescent kind of paint all over him. The face on the guy, it's not accurate to what actually showed up in Spider-Man the Animated Series. It's a little bit different, whereas the Spot in the show actually had a full domino mask, I guess you could say, or like a night mask where you have the white eyes peering out. He's almost more the comic book Spot in a way, but still, yeah, he's a great looking figure, especially since he appeared on Spider-Man the Animated Series. But as you can see, yeah, the face is pretty decent, and like I was saying before, if you hadn't guessed which figure that they used or repurposed in some fashion to make this Spot figure, it's probably a Spider-Man figure because he's given the old thwip in hand. But in terms of the articulation, the head rotated just back and forth. He had it at the shoulders, at the elbows, nothing at the waist, kicked out, and he had knee articulation, nothing at the foot, but still, that's a pretty great figure, and again, one that I'm very happy to have in my Spider-Man the Animated Series collection. And here it is again, just to show you some scale. Now, I have looked at the previous 10-inch Demo Goblin figure before. Yet another one of those Spider-Man characters didn't show up on Spider-Man the Animated Series, but was more slated as they kind of moved from the animated series into the more comic book aspect. So unfortunately, yeah, the Spot and Demo Goblin are only part of the 10-inch line, and there actually are a number of other figures that would fit into the Spider-Man line that didn't actually appear in the 5-inch line, and I will hopefully be getting to those very soon as well. So that's very exciting, but it is what it is. The Spot figure, I highly recommend him if you can get him. He's an excellent additive to your Spider-Man the Animated Series classic 90s collection. He's very different. He's very unique. He is the Dalmatian man of the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery. So if you can grab him, I would say definitely go for it. And let me know what you guys think about him. Do you have the Spot? Do you remember seeing him on shelves? Comment below. Let me know. Let's talk everything Spider-Man the Animated Series. Always happy to make these videos. Spider-Man the Animated Series, very important to me, and make sure to check out my other videos. I did get a Marvel Legends sculpted 90s Peter Parker head that fits on various Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures, so definitely check that out. I'll put a link in the description below. An awesome dude over in Russia, Rustam from Russia, he makes them himself, so I'll put all his information below if you want to go and grab yourself one. I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember that Spider-Man the Animated Series figures are exponentially greater than you could have ever imagined. There are hidden stuff that TOYBIZ never even talked about, but it's always fun to find those rare gems. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.